Welcome back to Doing Bart Things, and in this episode, we're going to have a look-see at just what's going on in the GPU market because I think we might be in for a rough time, which sucks. Sorry about that. Not going to be a very upbeat video because I don't really think from GPUs we've got a ton to be upbeat about, other than we do have new GPUs coming to market, so I mean that part is good. But I think the market is going to be way more expensive towards the high end than I originally thought, and I'll explain why. So the only company in a position seemingly to compete with Nvidia's mid range was AMD with their next generation of cards, which is RDNA 4, and I thought that RDNA 4 might have been called like the 8800 series, but they're gone ahead and they're calling it probably the 9070, right? So the top one will be the RX 9070 XT. At least that's what Rumor Mill has here. Um, the releases include the video cards, so you'll have the 9070 XT. Oh my God, AMD, you're killing us with these model names. So is Intel. Like it's just anyway. So you'll have the RX 9070 XT. I believe you'll have the RX 9080 XT, or is it just 9070? I think 9080 maybe XT. Not sure. But it'll be like that. Like that's your naming convention. So in addition to the video cards, we're going to get FSR 4, and we're going to get the other upper end X3D chips. So like your 12 and 16 core Ryzen X3D chips, okay, for the 9000 series. So, not a bad CES for AMD, one would think, but the rumor mill up until this point had been that the new video cards, the top end, would get close to 7900 XT, 4080, maybe 7900 XTX, kind of, it would be in the mix of those, right? And it would be significantly cheaper because it's a much smaller die. Like that was the rumor mill that was going around. However, that doesn't appear to be the case. So if I can point your attention over to Newegg right here, if you look at what's for sale, suddenly there's no more 7900 GREs. The 7900 GRE is just a step up from the RX 7800 XT. Okay? And it's based off the biggest die, so it's based off your 7900 XTX XT dies, okay? And they released this card on a smaller package, less memory. So it is technically stronger than the 7800 XTX, but it is basically out of stock now. You got some up here. I wouldn't pay these prices for that card now with what's coming. So the 7900 XT and the 7900 XTX are back in stock. They seem to be fairly plentiful, actually. When we look at what's been leaked as far as performance goes, you see the 9070 XT here at a time spy score of 22,894, and that puts it right just above the 7900 GRE. Now the 7900 GRE probably outperforms this this is a synthetic benchmark, so you know how that is. Like I wouldn't get too caught up in the synthetics. It beats the 6950 XT. That's pretty good. And it is able to keep pace with the 4070 Ti. So that's, a little bit like, but it's getting beat pretty decidedly by a 4070 Ti Super, maybe. 5% is within margin of error. These could have been early drivers. Any number of things, right? Any number of things. So I would not quite go to, well, this is going to be a horrible release just yet. Okay? The signs are here, though, that this is maybe not great. Because, assuming, and we're making a little bit of an assumption here that this is the top SKU, then basically the top SKU falls right in the middle of Nvidia's lineup today. Okay, Nvidia is going to release a 5070 and a 5070 Ti more than likely. Okay, and the 5070 will, which I didn't think this was going to be the case, but the 5070 should be able to outperform that no problem. I mean, needless to say, right? The 5070, they're talking 4070 Ti. The 5070, they're talking 4070 Ti performance, so it's right on point, right? And the question will be is how much do they charge? Ultimately, it's always the question. Um, so I'm a little bit disappointed. I was kind of hoping for the 9070 XT to be in that 4070 Ti Super category, which is not that much slower. Like we're talking 5-6%, But that's kind of what I was thinking because I think the 5070 Ti, what Nvidia is going to do is they're going to uplift performance by a bracket, right? They're going to give you a bracket more performance. They're going to probably increase the price a little bit, So it's like, it's like 40% faster when in reality it's not really, But it'll be 20% more expensive is how their math works. And then they'll tell you that you're getting a bargain, for buying it. So that's kind of what I was hoping AMD could sort of interrupt. But I mean, it's really only going to be disruptive for the mid-range, kind of. I think potentially. I don't know. This is just not. This is not where I was kind of hoping that this would be. It is an upgrade over the 7800 XT, kind of. If you had a 7800 XT, and if this is what we get, I mean, obviously, I wouldn't run out to buy one of these. There's no reason to. I don't know. I mean, my 3080 is probably in around the 6800 XT range of performance. I'm guessing 6800 XT. So maybe this card still is an upgrade, but I don't know. Like I don't really feel as though 15%, 10% or 15% is a massive gain to then go and drop a bunch of money on a new video card. Really. So for me, like having a 3080, I'm sort of scratching my head. Like, well, what do I do? Do I wait, save up, and plop down on just a ginormously overpriced Nvidia card if I'm someone who would do that? I don't know. Like I got to think we got to see what the 5000 series brings. You can rule out the 5080 and the 5090. Like those are just going to be outrageous. You're a deep pocket if you're going to go for that, right? You've got the means and the money. So there's that. But I just saw this and was sort of like, you know what, that kind of sucks. We don't know all the features and specs yet and everything as far as, we kind of have an idea of the specs, but we don't know specifically if this is correct performance-wise. This is also a synthetic benchmark, which I don't put a ton of stock in. I mean, this one may be really high. They may do another one that may be really up there, Maybe it does really well with the gaming benchmarks. Maybe this is with pre-release drivers that, they haven't fully refined yet. And man, drivers make a big difference. They really do. So some of this has remained to be seen. One telling thing also is that it is soundly, everything on this chart here, this is kind of like the mid-range chart. Everything on this chart here is beaten by 7900 XT. So that's a little bit like, I mean, I don't know. Like, it makes me wonder about these time spy results a little bit because the 4070 Ti Super, I don't know. Seems like it'd be closer, but I don't know. It's just kind of disappointing. Now, if they come out with this GPU and it is $499, I'll be like, well, okay. You know what I mean? Like, all right, it's a decidedly straight mid-range card. It's really sad to me that we're thinking of a mid-range card as a $500 video card, but if that's where it's at, and you get some nice custom models, maybe there's some overclocking to be had. Maybe it's all right. It's going to be more power efficient than a lot of the cards on this list. So, maybe that's okay, right? Maybe it's kind of got a niche there. But if it's already kind of like pushed to the nines, so to speak. It will offer you 16 gigabytes of VRAM, so that's good. Um, I mean, Nvidia is going to be coming in hot and heavy with the DLSS 4, I think. Um, so, software feature set is going to be kind of similar. FSR 4 is coming. So I don't really think there's a clear decided over winner there. And Nvidia could basically price the 5070 at $600, $700. The 5070 Ti is probably going to be $800 or $900. And then your 5080 is going to start probably at $1199, I'm guessing. And they're going to be like, look how awesome we are. We are giving you something that approximates 4090 performance for $1,200. Aren't we amazing? Isn't it such a bargain? So I don't know. The way this is shaping up, we could lose affordable 5070 Ti's. Basically, is kind of the thing that's rolling around in my head. Like now, I think the top 3 cards that Nvidia produces will probably be super expensive. And it's going to be down to kind of these mainstream cards, quote unquote, $500 mainstream cards, to sort of rule the roost on this. In addition to the 9070 XT, rumor mill has that they're going to release a 9070 and a 9060. So we'll have to see how those go. I don't know. A little bit sad. I was hoping for a bit more. I was kind of hoping it would be kind of right in that 7900 XT level. And again, the sky may not be falling. We're a little bit early to the party here, maybe. We don't know what drivers they were using. We don't know if this is some sort of pre-production sample that they were just using to get ready. We don't know any of that. This could be dead on, though. And if it is, then, you're looking for an upgrade from your 2080, any of the 2000 series, maybe 3080. Man, I just don't know. I really don't know if it's worth it to plop the money down to get it. Maybe if you do a trade-in, get some money off of it, and it's not very much money, but it'll put you on a newer architecture that supports newer features. If that's the case, we'll have to see. Maybe I can make a case there. Maybe I can rationalize that in my head. If you're just building a machine brand new, maybe it's a good ticket to build sort of a mid-range gaming rig. But yeah, I don't know. Like this is kind of the last hope to rein in Nvidia's price a little bit. And like I said, right now it's not looking like it's going to be able to. And I think as a matter of fact, like I was saying, I think the top 3 GPUs for Nvidia may now get priced up. Like what would have been a $800 GPU in the 5070 Ti, I think they're going to go, man, we got this card by easy double digits. We'll go ahead and price our 5070 Ti up to like $800 or $900 even. And then the 5070, which I think this card will basically match roughly. If it debuts at $500, you can bet your 5070 will be $600, right? Because that's what Nvidia does. They don't care. They're going to tout their software suite being so much better. Why would you ever buy an AMD card when you can have ours? Because our software is so much better. We're a software company. We have AI, blah, 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 right? All that stuff. AMD's going down the same lane. They may even charge more for the 9070 XT than I think they will. But if they charge $600 for this card and it performs like this, it's a dead card. Like, I'll just ignore it because it needs to be $500. Like, if this is what we're getting, then it needs to represent, like the 7900 GRE is right there with it. It needs to represent some kind of upgrade over a 7900 GRE, or why would you even bother? The only advantage here that's gained is maybe it's cheaper for AMD to produce than the 7900 GRE, but it's not giving their consumers anything. Maybe a little bit better power consumption slightly. Like, what are we doing here? Still, no word on ray tracing. Ray tracing is supposed to be considerably better. Maybe the ray tracing kind of gets it up there with the 4070 Ti Super. It starts, looking like it's in that range with ray tracing turned on possibly. That would be pretty epic. But, we'll have to see. So, Anyway, just a little news update on that. One other thing, I'm having a blast in Path of Exile 2. I suck at it. Um, it may be an opportunity for me to try to just familiarize myself and learn how to stream because I haven't tried that. OBS, it looks like I could maybe stream a little bit. Maybe I'll give it a shot. I don't know. Like, we'll see. All of this is just playing and having a good time for me. So, that's why I say it's a low rent production because we're just messing around here, talking about stuff. But, we'll see what happens. Guys, if you watch the video and listen to me rant, old man, everything's too expensive rant for this nearly 16 minutes now. I really appreciate it. Leave a like and subscribe if you would. Or feel free to, comment in the comments below and tell me how I'm old and I can't see and and my opinions don't matter. That's fine too. Anyway, whatever it is, I really hope everybody has a good week. I'm gonna try to potentially look at making another video Christmas Eve, maybe on Christmas even, to just tell everybody Merry Christmas. If I find any new little tidbits to talk about, and other than that, enjoy. Everybody, hopefully everybody gets all their presents they wanted, and yeah, we'll be seeing you guys in the next one.